Well, in the last episode, we left off as the apparently Kotoha's well prank turned out to have some major consequences, as the flower ended up getting everywhere, and now we have to make a decision whether we just tell her to believe in Kotoha or tell her that she can't get injured as well. Um, and I believe the best answer is going to be to believe in Kotoha. Sarah, we must trust Kota's judgment. It isn't our place to interfere. What? This is her mess. She can clean it up herself. We have to let her fix it alone. If we don't, she'll never be able to become independent. At what cost? Whatever she chooses. Don't you dare put on that air in this sort of situation. I'm a doctor. I can't just stand by and watch her mutilate her own body like that. For God's sake, she could at least use a tool to do it. Stand back and watch. She's nearly finished. When Sarah did look, she found that Erica had been right. All of the batter sat in a pile on the floor, safe distance away from the electronics. Like, hey, can one of you grab some fans? We can help regulate the temperature externally for now. I've already set one up in the pod room. It'll be fine soon. I understand. How how did you do that without the slightest hint of damage? There isn't even a burn. Who knows? I've just always been like this. Handy, right? Irrelevant. It isn't normal. How is it even possible to have such heat-resistant flesh? Sarah continued to examine Kotoha's hands as if she expected to uncover the mystery solely by using her eyes. You, Erica, why weren't you more concerned about her? It is my duty as captain to oversee that each crew member fulfills her role. Nothing more, nothing less. The circumstances do not matter. Bullshit! Oh, come on, Sarah. Everything turned out okay. Besides, it was my own mess to begin with. I should have known it would end up in the machines. You're blindly defending your beloved captain? Well, if that's your decision, there's nothing more I can say. She turned to Erica. Regardless, I know you're up to something more sinister than you're letting on. How dare you involve us? Mess with your own people, the people that had the opportunity to say no. I apologize. I do not have the authorization to change the crew roster. Besides, we're too close to the destination to turn back now. Not even trying to defend yourself anymore. I see how it is. Sarah suddenly stomped out the door, presumably towards her room. Forget her. She's just mean for the sake of it. I know you're doing your best, Captain. Thank you, Kotoha. I won't forget your kindness towards me despite my uncaring attitude towards you earlier. Aw, don't be like that. I know you were worried about me. You looked tense the entire time. It isn't your fault that you have to follow a certain set of rules, though I must admit that I wish you would tell us what they were already. If I'm unable to. It's alright. I know. You can't tell me. But hey, let's forget that for now. My fingers are a bit cramped now because of Sarah. I want to loosen them up. You'd like a finger massage? Can't say I have any experience in that department. That's what I jumped to, too. Like, no way. Let's pick up the game where we left off, please. Of course. Kotoha hurried ahead of the captain, who slowly trailed behind her ally. The three crew members of the Blossom sat in silence while they ate lunch. Although each of them wanted to say something, none of them brought themselves to do it. Rather, the time was spent avoiding eye contact. Erika's mind was tempestuous. Tempestuous. I rarely ever say that word, so it's just kind of like it's difficult. She hoped that relaxation would help them to calm down, but it was useless. I'm just wasting my time. Surely there's something more important I could be doing right now. Perhaps I should take another look around the ship. There weren't any other abnormal heat readings, but it's better safe than sorry. Oh, or I can go unplug those fans. You need excess power. No need for excess power consumption. Her thoughts were interrupted by the sound of the door whizzing open. In stepped Sarah, a smirk on her face. Oh, you were making that face that you didn't look totally calculated for once. What a shocker. Sarah, did you need something? Each step she took forward looked intimidating, but there's no doubt that Erica's mind that Sarah would not let her get away unscathed. You could say that, but I really want to chew you out. At least you're being honest. Right, unlike you. You're still going on about that? It's not like that. I don't want to hear your petty excuses. It's a waste of my time. Anyway, after thinking about it, I came to the conclusion. The entire time you knew that Kotoha would be just fine. How? Why? You're just making assumptions. If I had known something like that, I would have explained it to you at that time. Yeah, right. Well, just know that every time you lie to us, you're betraying your trust. That includes your precious follower, Kotoha. Ellipses. You know, you really aren't any different from whoever it was that forced her and I onto this ship. Erica bobbed her head up in surprise. You're deceiving us. I haven't seen my fiancé in days now. I don't know how long it's been. You helped orchestrate that, directly or otherwise. You should be ashamed of yourself. And I wonder who that girl left behind. She's still young. Maybe it was her parents, siblings. I hope you're satisfied with yourself. The captain was unable to speak, silently waited for Sarah to leave the room. Finally, alone again, she rubbed the corner of her eyes with the tips of her fingers. I know that this mission entailed that when I accepted it. All I can do now is atone for my crimes. Even if they don't forgive me, that's okay. Whether it was me or someone else, the outcome would have been the same. All I've done is make sure that no one else had to bear this burden. For that, I would gladly suffer. She laid herself on top of the bed and let out an exasperated sigh. Moments passed and her eyelids drifted closed. When Erica stepped into the dining hall and spotted Sarah, the tension in the room skyrocketed. Kotoha gave each of them a confused glance. In her mind, she figured that the two had yet another argument. Hey, Captain, come eat with us. She gave a quick wave. Erica indulged her subordinate. I won't cook for either of you. You're better off sitting elsewhere. I didn't say you would. Sarah, please, there's no need to lash out at Kotoha. Fine, do whatever you want. Leave me out of it, though. Sarah proceeded to walk behind the counter and headed into the kitchen. Don't mind her. You didn't say anything wrong. You're the real MVP. Did she just say that? Oh my god. You're the real MVP. Kevin Durant in the house, yo. What? She just said you the real MVP. I cannot believe that. What? Oh my god, who came up with that shit? Ugh. You, the real MVP, man. You go, Erica. MVP. Oh, I mean, that's how you get it done. That's how you get it done right there. Oh my god, I cannot believe she just said that. Ugh. She also watched basketball? You're the real MVP. What the fuck? Thanks, Captain. You're always supporting me. Of course, it's my job. Oh, is that all it is? Huh? It was just mumbling. Sorry. Anyway, did you get and Sarah get into another fight or something? It sure felt tense. You're correct, unfortunately. It seems that the two of us are always butting heads. Her head in the clouds. Erica's head dropped. Am I a failure? Huh? No way. You always do an awesome job of keeping the situation under control. Previously unaware that she'd spoken aloud, the captain rose her head in surprise. Oh, well, thank you. I needed that. No problemo. So you guys fight. What was it about, anyway? I'm super curious. My head's gonna pop off. Yesterday I was relaxing in the lounge when Sarah came in and walked up to me. She accused me of having some sort of ulterior motive and wouldn't let up about it. It put me in a sour mood, to say the least. She didn't seem to believe anything I told her. Well, I see. Thanks for telling me. Indeed. Anyway, would you like me to cook breakfast for you again? Kotoha energetically bobbed her head up and down. Forgive me, Captain. I feel like I have to do this for both of your sakes. What you up to, Sarah? Ellipses. You're coming down with something? Have a headache somewhere? Uh, oh no, then why are you here? You look perfectly fine to me. Or is it a cramp? Well, to be honest, I heard that you and the captain fought yesterday. What about it? Well, I was kind of hoping you'd tell me what happened. Maybe you're just as clueless as you look. I didn't come here to get insulted, you know. Sarah dismissively waved her hand at Kotoha, who simply sighed in response. Don't you think it's suspicious that Erica wouldn't let me stop you yesterday? Not really. She just didn't want you to get hurt, I think. But she'd let you, her little bootlicker, irreplaceably damage your body. That clearly isn't what happened. I'm totally fine, look. Kotoha dramatically bended and moved her fingers around. I know. How did she know you'd be okay, though? Think about it. I have no idea. Exactly. At best, you knew you'd be fine somehow. She knew you'd be fine somehow. At worst, she didn't care at all. What? No way. The captain definitely cares about me. She's so kind. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, what does that have to do with your fight? I confronted her about the way she acted. She claimed she wasn't hiding anything. She was clearly lying. I see where you're coming from now. All right, thank you, Sarah. Before Sarah could reply, Kotoha dashed out of the room. So you're here. What's wrong, Kotoha? What you and Sarah fought about. There was some truth to it, wasn't there? If you're straight with her, I'm sure you two can stop arguing. Maybe then she'll even stop antagonizing you. Sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. Ellipses. For a long moment, Kotoha thought about it. Afterwards, she came to a realization. One she instantly wished she came to earlier. Of course not. In contrast to her usual behavior, the mechanic took a completely serious demeanor and looked directly into her captain's eyes. If there was something important like that, you would tell us if you could, wouldn't you? With a look of equal seriousness, Erica started back. That's right. If there was something important that I thought the two of you needed to know, I'd tell you if I could. That's what I thought. I must have been confused and misunderstood something Sarah said. Sorry. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna go set her straight. Shit. Oh god. I'm confused in this section. If I let her go, Kotoha and Sarah will probably have a fight. But if I apologize, am I am I putting Kotoha and Sarah against me? Should I apologize? Wait, Kotoha. What is it, Captain? I'm sorry. For what? I'm not sure. But I do mean it. It's difficult to explain. So funny. You really let me. God, it's so funny. Thanks. Kotoha skidded to a halt inches away from Sarah, barely avoiding a collision. Gah! What are you doing, you fool? This isn't a playground. I'm not your babysitter. You have to listen to me, okay? Sarah shrugged her shoulders with defeat. Well, I'm surprised you hadn't already figured it out, but think about it. How did you get on here? What's the last thing you remember? I don't know. I've been trying to figure out this whole time. Whoever did it, it couldn't possibly be Erica, right? She's one woman. It would have been too much work for her to orchestrate this by herself. Besides, it's easy to tell that she isn't a bad person. It's impossible that this was her doing. We don't know that for sure. Just keep listening. You've said it yourself multiple times. It seems she's withholding things from us. Without a doubt. Just now, she asked about her lie. I asked about her lie. She denied it. But then I had an idea. What if she couldn't tell us the truth even if she wanted to? Using my amazing talents, I subtly asked her if there was a reason she couldn't disclose the full truth. And using her equally amazing talents, she told us that there is. Ellipses. How do you know that you didn't just imagine that whole conversation? What if you misinterpreted? Or she did? Just trust me this once, okay? Doesn't it make sense when you think about it like that? Sarah sighed and lowered her head. When she lifted it back up, her eyes widened. No, you're right. Now that I think about it, I'm sure she's been trying to tell us this whole time. As much as she gets on my nerves, it did always feel like there were double meanings to her words, and she always insisted that she wasn't a liar, even if I was faced with fairly damning accusations. If she, no, we, were being, no, are, we're being, are being Shit, I'm going to my room. I need to think for a while. She walked out the door, but just before exiting, she turned back around. Good job. Did she realize it too? Oh, wasn't sure I can get it through to her. That's good then. So it looks like that was the right one. Damn, one slip up and no, it's okay. She picked up the PDA she always had by her side. Either they didn't think of anything of it, or those slackers weren't listening in on the right time. Thank God. She whipped her sweat away from her face. I don't know if we'll be so lucky next time. Erica stepped into the dining area. Today, she was the first one to arrive. She stepped back into the back section and began to cook away. I just feel so tired today. I don't want to be yelled at again. Well, I'll finish this up and leave enough behind for the two of them to share. Afterwards, I can probably avoid seeing them for a while if I do maintenance in the command center. All right, that's what I'll do for now. She sighed as she set the table. Fresh eggs, bacon, and toast. Surely the ladies won't complain about this spread. Better hurry and get out of here. The sound of footsteps echoed from outside the room. Ellipses. The main door slid open, and in stepped Sarah. Erica felt her heart drop in response. Sarah, what can I do for you? Will you hear me out? Of course. I thought about it all last night, and I was wrong for treating you so poorly this past week. It was uncalled for. You were merely doing your job, and I was just making it more difficult. I see. Thank you for your consideration. I hope we can start over. I understand that she's her trying to make her mistakes right, but I still feel so angry with her. Time heals all wounds. I'm sure we can come to an understanding eventually. Yes, of course. Sarah slunk back out the door, a look of slight dejection on her face. Hey, Captain, what's going on? What you doing? Seems like my plan was a poor one. I couldn't avoid one of them. Well, I probably shouldn't have anyway. Hey, Kotoha. I'm just checking all the systems to make sure everything's running okay. What brings you here? Just checking on you. I saw Sarah walking down the hall with a weird look on her face, so I assumed she was talking to you. Oh, yes. She was here several minutes ago. What'd she say? She apologized for her behavior these last few days. Did you accept it? In a way. So no. Well, you shouldn't feel bad about it. She brought it on herself. I wouldn't have accepted her apology either. I suppose most wouldn't. Thanks for reminding me of that. To be honest, I was starting to feel a bit guilty. I'm sure I would be able to forgive her soon. Just not today, apparently. No problem. Hey, you want some help with that? How much you got left? I'd greatly appreciate that. This side's all done. You can split the other half evenly. All right, leave it to me. Interesting. Phew, I didn't realize how labor intensive. Indeed, it does take a bit of muscle. Are you feeling sore anywhere? A little. Nothing I can't handle, though. If it gets too bad, you should go see Sarah. I will, I promise. All right. I'm heading to my room for a bit. I'll see you later. Okay. The inspection took longer than I had expected. Better check my messages again. When I checked last night, they still hadn't responded to my latest report. Erica pulled out her PDA and turned on the screen. Upon checking her inbox, she realized that her report hadn't sent. Rather, it was unable to send due to a network error. Ellipses! That's right. She was so caught up in trying to get us through that I forgot. She tossed the device onto her bed. Yes, the connection was supposed to be cut off yesterday. We should be able to speak freely now. But is that really for the best? I'm worried how they'll react. Regardless, I must remember that above all else, their safety is my top concern, even if I must delay telling them. Her shoulders slumped as her mind wandered. I especially worry about Sarah. Her medical condition is too unstable. Her mental condition is too unstable. Revealing the truth may set her off. I'm not sure we'd be able to get out of that one unharmed. In the meantime, probably try and figure out the optimal way to relay the information. Well, maybe I'm just overreacting. Sarah can definitely be reasoned with, and Kotoha has been cooperative this entire time. Worst case scenario, I'm sure we could overpower her until she calms down. Erica sighed and lightly tapped herself on the head. I could really use some guidance right now. How embarrassing. A sudden knock on the door surprised the captain. Come in. Hey, Captain, are you gonna take a nap? Oh no, I was just grabbing something I forgot. Okay. Well, Sarah made lunch. You should come eat with us. She set aside some for you. It smells super good. Ah, that sounds wonderful. I'll be right there. Thank you for letting me know. Of course. The door slid shut after Kotoha walked back into the hallway. Why is my heart beating so quickly? I shouldn't feel guilty. I'm the only one. I'm only doing what's best for everyone. I hope, anyway. Anyway, I need to stop doubting myself. I must focus. She brushed all her worries aside and headed towards the door. After taking a final gaze at the PDA, she walked out the door and headed towards the cafeteria. They both seemed okay emotionally at lunch and supper. I suppose if anyone's emotionally disturbed right now, it'd be myself. Damn, what am I even thinking? Never mind, I'm running out of time. I don't want to stall this forever. I need to just tell them one at a time. It's the easiest way. Then, the one I've already told can help me ease in the other. Assuming she'd be willing to cooperate, that is. I'll start with Kotoha. Not a single doubt she's trustworthy, and I'm sure she'd be glad to help me out. Yes, perfect. It should be easy to talk to her by myself as well. Plus, she tends to come to me without prompting. All right, I put my plan into action starting tomorrow. Erica dropped her body on top of her bed. The softness and comfort of the mattress quickly lulled her in a pleasant slumber. God, what was I thinking yesterday? Thank God I slept on it first. I have to tell both of them at the same time. I can't risk Sarah reacting badly to being told last, and I need to come clean about everything. I don't want to feel guilty any longer. She threw on her clothes haphazardly and ran and headed towards the door. Erica fiddled around with the control panel. Shortly after, the microphone activated. Good morning. I hope you two are awake already. If you weren't, I apologize. I have an important announcement to make. Please meet me in the lounge as soon as you are dressed. Thank you. After turning off the machine, Erica sighed. That was stressful. I thought I was going to hurl. Then again, I suppose that's just the testament to the fact that I've left my comfort zone for the first time. Interesting. So she's finally going to come clean about the entire situation. God, is something going to happen like the Earth is in danger or some shit? Thanks for coming so quickly. Not like we had much of a choice. Hey, weren't you going to cut down on the snark? Just being honest. Alright, don't worry about it. So, what are we here for anyway? Is there another malfunction somewhere? Are we going to suffocate to death? Oh my god! Ellipses. Kotoha, please calm down. That is not the case. I have to be honest. Originally, I was planning to tell Kotoha this first, and then the two of us would have told you later on, Sarah, but I thought about it a bit longer and realized how unfair that would have been. At least you figured it out beforehand. Thanks for your honesty. Indeed. As I was saying, I have an announcement. As of yesterday, we lost connection with the ESC, the Earth Survival Committee. They are, of course, the organization behind this flight and both of your kidnappings. Kotoha and Sarah both grew visibly tense. Fair enough. As you no doubt already know, Earth's resources are depleting quickly. In fact, the planet is expected to become uninhabitable within the next 2 centuries. Yo, real talk, that shit's gonna happen. That shit's gonna happen. At some point, Earth's resources are gonna completely deplete and we have no choice but to look elsewhere. The ESC was founded about 1,000 years ago in response to the upcoming catastrophe. It's, for all intents and purposes, a worldwide collaboration between all countries. Despite that, it's been kept a secret. For these past 1,000 years, they've worked with scientists and various organizations to help find a way for humanity to survive. It did not take long before they gave up hopes of us remaining on Earth. Fair. Earth's resources are depleting. Well, I mean, what if we try and stay on Earth? Earth's resources are depleting. Come on. At that point, they began trying to genetically modify humans. Oh. Make them durable enough to survive harsher conditions. Whoa, what? Where are you going with this? However, they found that only women could properly adapt to the strain the genetic alterations put on their emotional processing. What? I'm I'm confused. So, women, naturally the more emotionally unstable, I think that's worldly accepted, are the only ones who can withstand the processing. Okay, whatevs. In the end, however, they accepted that as a success of its own, and they went on to spend many generations improving these women. The code name for these genetically altered women, by the way, is Blossom. Dun dun dun, the name of the ship. As I said. Correct. And every crew member of this ship is a Blossom. What? So we weren't human in the regular sense. Is that right? If you were to hold a survey, I suspect that would have been the majority's opinion, yes. We're more like offshoot of humans, albeit an artificial one. Still, you mentioned this mission several times in the past. What is the ESC's plan for us? Right. The main mission of the ship Blossom is to determine whether or not humanity can find other inhabitable planets if they travel far enough into space. It's previously been unable to disclose any information because, to be frank, they were simultaneously running several experiments on us, several of which strictly required the non-disclosure of any key information. If I had said anything, we all would have been killed instantly, and all missions and experiments would have been marked as failures. Damn, that's hard to believe. It goes without saying that we cannot turn back either. We will be killed if we so much as try it. It is with a heavy heart that I must inform both of you that we are unable to meet with anyone you knew back on Earth. Sarah, I'm sorry. You'll never be able to meet your fiancé again. Sarah's eyes welled up in tears, though she tried to hide it. I'm going back to my room for a while. Please take your time. Damn, I feel bad. But, I mean, Erica did the right thing in this situation. Now that they don't have connection with the ESC, she can disclose this information without fear of the ship being completely annihilated. Wow, I can't believe it. You mentioned genetic modifications. Is that the reason I'm so heat resistant? Yes, that's correct. Sarah didn't seem to be like me, though. She worried that I'd get hurt. Are there different types of blossoms? Yes, there are. Your type is called the desert blossom. They can absorb heat at a rate that far surpasses a normal human. They can even survive small fires. Well, what about you and Sarah? How many different types are there? I don't mind telling you more later. For now, could you wait a little longer? I'm sorry, it's just hard to talk about like this. I feel tired somehow. Oh, of course, no problem, Captain. Thanks to you for telling us. We could have went on without ever saying anything, and instead, you told us as soon as you could. I always knew I could trust you. Thank you, Kotoha. I'm glad you feel that way. Truly, I am. I was worried that you both hate me. I don't think I could ever hate you. Do that blush. Cute. Hey, why don't we grab something to eat? I'm super hungry. I won't bug you to tell me anymore today, I promise. All right. Was it good? It's still so funny. You're the real MVP. You're welcome. No, it's no problem at all. Kotaha paused for a second before she rested a hand on her chin. Something on your mind? Oh, sorry, I was just thinking about what you said earlier. Didn't mean to bring it up. Don't worry about it. Well, it's not cake, but I did prepare some dessert. Would you like some? Oh, dessert? After breakfast? You bet your ass I do. Wait, what is it if it's not cake? It's a mixed fruit sorbet.
Fancy, I'll take it.
Is it just me, or was she having second thoughts when she realized it wasn't cake? Well, whatever. That certainly was exhausting. Still, I'm glad they took it as well as they did. I'm sure Sarah will have some time to herself for a while, but this is definitely the best case scenario. Kotoha didn't seem particularly affected at all. However, I'm a bit curious about that. Well, if she wants me to know how she's feeling, she'll tell me herself. Erica dropped onto the bed. It wouldn't hurt to take a nap. I don't mind skipping a meal if that cures my tiredness. An unexpected knock on Erica's door nearly caused her to jump. Oh, God, come in.
Hey, Captain. Oh, you were about to go to sleep? I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I was, but there's no need to worry. Do you need something?
By the way, I meant to mention it earlier.
Oh, by the way, I meant to mention it earlier, but you needn't call me Captain anymore. As soon as we lost contact with the ESC, our ranks were abolished.
True. Well, if it bothers you, I'll try to stop. Hmm.
Let's save.
I want you to call me by my name, Kotoha.
To Erica's surprise, she thought over the words she wanted to speak. Her heart began pounding. If you wouldn't mind, I'd like it if you called me by my name.
Oh my god. It's so funny how big of a deal it is. Like, here in the United States, it's not even that big of a deal at all. In fact, everyone's on a first name basis automatically. But in Japan, it's like, I'd like to call you by your first name. Ah! I don't know why I find it so funny. It's probably just because our culture is just so different in that sense, you know? I think our culture is just not nearly as formal as Japan's culture. I have no idea. They talk in English, so I have no idea whether or not this game was actually made in Japan or whether it's an English game that's made to set with Japanese people or something. I don't know, but whatever it is, I just find it funny. Eh? Kota's face went bright red, which only embarrassed Erica more.
She must think it's weird. What have I done? As much as I try, I can't act like a normal woman.
Uh, okay, I didn't realize you cared about it so much. Sorry, Erica.
Upon hearing her friend speak her name aloud for the first time, Erica's vision went white for a split second. Thank you. Oh, I needed something. You needed something, didn't you?
Actually,
Kotaha blushed and nervously fidgeted.
I just wanted to ask if you'd like to play some more of that RPG, the one we started together last week.
Oh,
But I guess it's kind of late. I forgot most people sleep around this time.
I do usually sleep about now, but I'll make an exception for you because it may help me relax.
Woohoo! Alright. Alright.
After she skipped around for a bit, Kotaha grabbed Erica's hand and led her out the door.
Yo, this is getting intense, dude. All of a sudden, the ship between these two is just all of a sudden huge.
Those ogres hit way too hard.
Don't fret, Sir Knight. It'll be easier once you level up a bit. The difficulty always spikes like this when you move to a new area.
I see. How tricky.
The boss is after the save point at the end of the next dungeon, so we have two areas to go before we have to worry about being underpowered.
Still, we should stop at the next town to buy some new equipment. Pfft,
You should always do that anyway.
ellipses. Kota, I'm curious. Are you really okay with all this happening? I've never even had a choice.
True, but
I didn't know. I really don't care. I'm even a little happy about it. I guess and was never much of a people person or something. The teenager paused. Wait, I thought she was. Oh, she's almost 20, right? Fuck, I don't remember. If she's 20, then she's not a teenager, but if she's 19, she's a teenager, technically. The whole teen thing. The teenager paused for a moment as she thought. I like being around you, though. Oh my god, her face. I like how they blink, though. It's pretty cool. I mean, they have rather long, um, yeah, long breaks between blinks, but they still blink, which is pretty cool. I see. I'm glad to hear that, at least. What about you? I haven't heard you complain about this thing even once. It's only been a week, but this trip definitely hasn't been, well, trouble-free. True. However, the past week has also been most exciting time in my entire life. Besides, to be honest with you, I wasn't raised like a normal person. I left no one behind on Earth. There's simply no one for me to miss. I don't think I could ever bring myself to regret getting on this ship either way. Wait, you weren't raised like a normal child? What do you mean? I know I said it, I didn't want to talk about this anymore today, but I guess this is an exception. Most Blossom children are either orphans or were volunteered by their parents. I'm an exception. Rather, I was a test tube baby, raised for the sole purpose of fulfilling the whims of the ESC. In fact, I'm even made up of the genetics of around 7 people rather than 2. Kota's eyes widened and widely opened as widely as possible. Yo, that's wild. She has the genetic makeup of 7 people. What? Damn, Erica. Have you seen you have 7 biological parents? No, none of them are my parents, really. They're more like genetic donors. In a DNA test, I don't believe I would match any of them to a meaningful extent. I mean, that makes sense. If you have 7 of them, everything's got to be frickin' mixed and matched. Sorry. I guess I shouldn't have said anything about it. It's not something that particularly bothers me. No need to apologize. I didn't want to talk about this either, but it's only fair, I think. I do have parents. I mean, you probably already knew that. My mom left my dad when I was about 5. After that, I started helping out my dad in his garage, mostly because I couldn't be left alone at that age, but I don't remember ever having any experiments done on me, though. I don't know how I became a blossom, come to think of it. Ah, sorry. What I said earlier wasn't entirely correct. Daughters of blossoms are also blossoms themselves. Your record said your mother was one, so. Oh, I'm kind of glad to know that they didn't offer me up for experimentation. I suppose you would be. Sorry, I guess you. Um, I'm going to shut up now.
Jeez, so insensitive. No.
It's okay. My circumstances are special, I know. I won't be offended by anything you say about it, promise.
Holy shit, it's Sarah.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize it was set to auto open. I intended to knock first. Oh, it's okay. Come on in. What you need? Oh, well, I heard you two playing a game. I don't suppose I could join.
Oh, Sarah's opening up to us. How cute.
Really? Yes. Is that a problem? No, not at all. I'm just surprised that you'd be interested in playing video games. It's not usually my thing, but my fiance used to play them, so I'm somewhat familiar with them. Ah, that makes sense. Anyway, of course you can join us. That's a silly question. Sarah took a seat between Kotoha and Erica. Why why does it feel like Sarah's a third wheel here? I know I shouldn't think like this, but I can't help it.
Get out of here, Sarah. It's Kotoha and me time.
She turned to look at Kotoha, who looked equally confused and annoyed. At least I'm not the only one. Ah, well, the game will probably be more fun with a third player anyway.
Hmm.
Ack! That was a lot harder than I expected. Who would have thought video games could be so challenging? You made it look so easy, too.
It doesn't help that you've only started after we'd already finished a few areas. The later in the game you are, the harder the enemies and challenges are.
Yes, quite frankly, I believe you're actually doing better than I did at first. We started from the beginning, but I was stressed out and exhausted by it.
Yep, she really sucked at first.
That's harsh. I tried my best, you know.
I can't stop teasing you. You're so cute when you squirm around.
Thanks, guys. I feel a bit better now.
Still, I feel a bit bad.
When Erica stepped out of her bedroom, she was surprised to immediately found Sarah leaning against the wall. Sarah, what's wrong? Did you need help? I don't know. My head feels really hot and dizzy. My legs are shaky too. Ah! Erica rushed over to Sarah and pulled one of Sarah's arms over her shoulders. You must be overexerted yourself. You look like you're running a fever. For a small moment, she laid a hand on the doctor's forehead. Yeah, that's definitely a fever. You should not be up and about. I'll take you to your bedroom. Don't worry, I'll take care of you today. Just focus on resting. What? I'm the doctor here. Forget about that today, okay? If you make it any worse, who knows what'll happen? If there's an emergency, we can't have you passing out midway through. In the end, Sarah decided not to resist, and Erica dragged her companion back towards her bedroom. Overall, you don't seem to be too bad. I didn't find any swelling anywhere. You don't seem to have any breathing problems either. I imagine that this will be the worst of it. I think you'll be fine by tomorrow. Well, not that I have your knowledge, but still. Good to know. And thanks for everything, Erica. I appreciate it. No problem. I'll stay around with you for the rest of the day. It wouldn't be any good if you tried to move around too much. I see. Thanks again. Of course. She's fast asleep already. Didn't even get to eat breakfast. Oh well. I'll make sure that she eats a proper lunch and supper later. Oh, Kotoha, hello, grabbing lunch.
That's right. I'm just glad there were leftovers. I hate cooking, you know.
Ah, well, at least you're honest about it. Kotoha placed a finger against the tip of her chin and leaned towards Erica, her eyes filled with curiosity. By the way, where have you been all day? Haven't seen Sarah either. A good question, actually. When I woke up this morning, I found her nearly passed out in the hallway. I've been taking care of her since then. It wasn't anything serious, just a bad reaction to stress, most likely. Well, she should be fine by tomorrow.
Ah, so that's what happened.
Kotoha pouted.
You should have told me. I would have helped you out.
Sorry, it's a one-person job. I didn't want you to get involved unnecessarily in case it did turn out to be infectious.
Is that really all?
Yes, it is. Why do you ask?
I just don't want to be left out.
The young woman shuffled, shuffled her arms in front of herself and fidgeted uncomfortably. Kotoha, are you jealous?
Yeah, I am. Oh my god, she admitted it. Yo, Kota is so cute. I can't help it. Last night I felt like Sarah was trying to get between us. Yo, Kota is. Oh my goodness.
I agree, I did feel that way, kind of. But you know, she's also a passenger on this ship. It'd be wrong of us to exclude her from everything.
I guess you're right. I didn't know what's going on with me lately. Hey, why don't I help you take care of her? I don't really want to be alone today, and I won't do anything creepy to her, I promise.
Well, as long as you don't do anything creepy to her, then. Koda, with blank eyes, stared at Sarah as she slept.
Why are we hanging out here if she isn't even awake?
In case she wakes up and needs anything, of course. We can't have her moving around unnecessarily. She needs to conserve energy.
Really? Kind of seems like a waste of time to me.
I disagree.
I could bring over my game system. We can play it while we wait.
I don't think that's a good idea. The brightness of the scream and sound could wake her up.
She could play too.
I'm not sure that would be a good idea right now.
This is so boring. Well, in the next episode, we're gonna. I mean, I feel like the option is really obvious here, but in the next episode, we're going to continue on with the story, see if we can't get Sarah to feel better, and we'll see you next time.